When JohnLodge, the legendary Moody Blues bassist, quietly vanished from the stage, fans assumed age had caught up with him. But behind the silence was a life-changing battle, a stroke that nearly stole his music, his voice, and his spirit. In the stillness of recovery, John wasn't just fighting for his health, he was chasing his sound again. The same hands that once shaped nights in white satin trembled as he tried to strum a single note. The same heart that filled arenas now struggled to beat in rhythm. But music never forgot him. His wife stood by his side, playing his songs softly at dawn, whispering, "You are still JohnLodge." And with every shaky breath, he believed it. He spent his life creating the sound of dreams. And when the music world grew quiet on October 10, 2025, it wasn't just the loss of a legend. It was the silence of a man who lived, loved, and believed in every note he played. This is the story of JohnLodge. Bassist, singer, songwriter, husband, father. And the heartbeat of the Moody Blues. For over half a century, JohnLodge carried the soul of the Moody Blues. His deep, melodic bass lines grounded classics like "I'm Just a Singer" in a rock and roll band, and "Isn't Life Strange?" He wasn't just playing music, he was building emotion, note by note. Born in Birmingham, England, in 1945, John was the son of a modest family with a dream bigger than his surroundings. He once said, "Music was my prayer." And maybe that's why his songs felt like conversations between heaven and earth. Behind the fame, behind the tours, there was something deeper. JohnLodge was a family man. In 1968, he married Kirsten, the love of his life. They spent over 5 decades together, through tours, triumphs, and the quiet moments that never made the headlines. Their daughter Emily became his muse. In 1971, he wrote Emily's song, a lullaby for her, capturing the tenderness of a father's love. Every lyric whispered how much his family meant to him. He adored his son Christian, and cherished time with his grandchildren, especially John Henry, who he proudly watched play football. When asked what mattered most, John's answer was simple: "My family, my faith, and then my music." In 2023, John faced one of life's hardest battles, a stroke that threatened to take away the very thing he loved most, music. For months, he struggled to move, to play, to find his rhythm again. But he never gave up. His wife sat by his side every day, whispering, "You are still JohnLodge." And slowly, with faith and determination, he began to recover. When he finally played that first bass note again, it was shaky, but it was life returning through his fingertips. He said, "Music had never left me. It was just waiting for me to come back." Even as his health declined, John refused to stop creating. He released new music that spoke of gratitude and love. Touring not for fame, but for connection. Every performance after his stroke was a message to the world. That even in silence, passion never dies. Fans who saw him perform in his final years described a man at peace. A performer who no longer chased perfection, but celebrated the gift of being alive. Of still being able to share music with the world. Then, in October 2025, the news broke. JohnLodge had passed away, suddenly, unexpectedly, at the age of 82. His family was by his side as he peacefully slipped away, listening to the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly. The music that first inspired his own journey. The cause of death was not disclosed. But what mattered most was how he left, surrounded by love. And by the melodies that shaped his life. Tributes poured in from around the world. Bandmates, friends, and fans described him as a gentle soul. A man of deep faith, and a musician who never forgot where he came from. The Moody Blues had always been about more than rock. They were about philosophy, wonder, and emotion. And John was their steady anchor, the man who gave the dream structure and heart. But beyond the lights and applause, his greatest joy wasn't fame. It was family dinners, time at home, and the laughter of his grandchildren. To him, that was the real symphony. He left behind more than songs. He left behind a legacy of love, perseverance, and faith. In his last interviews, John said something that stays with all of us. "If I can inspire even one person to never give up, then every note I played was worth it." And he did. He inspired countless musicians to blend heart and intellect. To write not just with instruments, but with soul. John Lodge proved that greatness isn't found in noise. It's found in the quiet strength to keep playing, even when life tries to silence you. Today, we don't just remember John Lodge as a rock legend. We remember him as a husband who loved deeply, a father who sang for his child, a grandfather who smiled with pride, and a man whose music turned human emotion into eternal sound. He may be gone, but his bass line still echoes in every heart he touched. Because legends don't fade. They resonate forever. Rest in peace, John Lodge. The man who proved that even after silence, music still lives on.